Alright, Jund Gitrog Monster. So we played a green-black Gitrog Monster deck. And the Gitrog was actually like very reasonable in a number of spots for us. And then we were talking about possible changes at the end of the league, and someone was like, hey, what if we added Wrenn and Six like the other Jund decks have been doing? Because Wrenn and Six is technically a payoff with Gitrog Monster, right? Like Gitrog Monster gives you something super meaningful to do with all the lands that Wrenn and Six is picking back up for you. So it's a pretty typical Jund mid-range deck. We're a little bit more land heavy because we want to hit up to 5 for the Gitrog and have things to sacrifice. But in general, this is not that far off of a lot of the other Jund decks that have been doing well in the format, which is a little bit different top-end bomb here. We're going to go ahead and dive on into a Modern League and see how it goes. I wouldn't say Spell Snare is good against humans. Like, that's a card that boards out there. They have Aether Vial and Cavern of Souls, so... It is good against Devoted Druid, though, and it is good against Neoform. You're not wrong on those accounts. Game 1, Spell Snare is less bad than Spell Pierce against humans. That is definitely the case. So I wouldn't call it good, but less bad in that specific situation is definitely accurate. Yeah, Piercing Vial requires a very specific subset of things to happen. Alright, first victim, please. Sign me up. Who's excited to shock in this Overgrown Tomb, cast Thoughtseize, and see a handful of lightning bolts? Everyone? Good, everyone. I need to make a note to update the Blue-Red Delver list with those changes. Update UR Delver website. Good morning, Rip. What if we're the first victim for a Tron deck? Listen, when you say that and then I see a handful of Tron lands, a timeout's the only solution. Ugin the Ineffable. I think I'm just taking Thought Knot Seer here, right? Like, we have ways to kill Chalice, and like, Lightning Bolt's not even that good anyways in this matchup. Good stuff. Good stuff. Listen, Pelly, we're running hot today, okay? It's a good day. We're gonna top 8 the fandom tournament with our bad mid-range deck. We are running hot. So, Mana Leak, the Mana Leak versus Remand is generally Mana Leak stops the thing from happening again, but Mana Leak draws dead in the late game as both players play more lands out. Whereas Remand, they get to redo their thing the next turn, but in the late game, Remand at least draws a card and replaces itself when a Mana Leak would otherwise be dead. Which, remember, read... No, I'm playing Sultai Kefnet for the Fandom Tournament. Maybe I'm just supposed to eat 2 things and make this a 4/4 there. I wonder. Oh, I wonder. Ooh, I do. Beep 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 beep. So I think I want to make you discard shatter this. What if I shock them? If I shock them, shatter this, they go to 10. I guess I'm gonna let this resolve and see what they get. I might just shock them here, because if I shock them and I draw a red source, they die, right? Need to draw an untapped red source, specifically untapped red source, because we have Raging Ravines and Blackcleave Cliffs in my deck that are tapped red sources currently. The Freak coming in with 2/3 of a year. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. Yeah, Erdian, that doesn't work because I need to use these 2 greens to deal 4 to there. To put the screws up to a 4/4. Because there's 2 creatures in graveyards. Alright, I'm gonna just put them dead to the second bolt out of my hand. Because even if they, like, hit a Tron piece and, like, lock us here, I still get to attack with Scavenging Ooze, right? Yeah, but I needed to spend, in order for them to be dead, I needed to pay green with these to crank this to a 4. What if I told you I didn't plan on attacking again to win this game, opponent? Pew 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 pew. Got him. Got him. We did it. We did it. We did it. Hooray. Ah, I forgot the upkeep stop to let them know we had it. Rats. They didn't flex on them. Hey, chat, they're an Eldrazi deck, and Plague Engineer is good against tribal decks, right? So I should bring in Plague Engineer? That's how that works? What do you think, chat? Should we do it? Should we do it? I think Wrenn and Six gets cut here. Collector and Fulminator seem fine. Extra trophies great, obviously. This seems decent. Yeah, I try to wear the Tempo Storm stuff when I play in Events Gin. They were just dirty last week. I might be a typical Magic player in many ways, but putting on a dirty shirt is not one of them. So, I actually have a Ghost Quarter in my mana base, Oatrose. And if you look, that's because this build has more lands than the average Jund build. A lot of the other Jund builds are only playing like 23 lands, and this build's playing 25. So it's pretty good. Discard spell, Fulminator Mage you. Opponent mulligan 2/6. In the end, it doesn't even matter anymore. They have an Eldrazi Temple, so I'm going to take the Matter Reshaper here. I'll take the TKS next turn. Don't do it. Don't you dare play a Chalice of the Void off the top of your deck. Have a heart. Look at how fast our lands are, chat. Our lands are so quick. Well, they hit Expedition map here, but I have a Fulminator Mage to keep them off of Tron, so that seems fine. My lands are fast. Gotta go fast. Gotta go fast. Vroom, vroom. Beep, beep. Vroom, 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 vroom. Evan, thank you for the 10 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. So, I think I actually want to play the Forest here. And the reason for this is I want to play the Scavenging Ooze with double green up next turn. So that way my opponent is unable to kill it with Spatial Contortion. Because I'll be able to double activate and grow it to a 4/4 if they go to Spatial Contortion it. So this is going to come into play tapped later, but sequencing in this way gives me the ability to play my threat into the removal spell next turn. Hey, good morning, Goat. So their hand right now is Eldrazi Temple, Spatial Contortion. I like this line from them. They're declining to activate the map because they're waiting to see if they can draw another Tron piece naturally. So, like, if they draw the power plant, they want to get the mine. If they draw the mine, now they fetch the power plant. So, like, this isn't good for the home team here. I'm not going to activate the Scooze, Punchworthy. So I'm gonna play the Scooze and pass. And then we're going to come back to my turn. I'm not activating the Scooze. If they go to kill it, I'll double activate in response. If they don't go to kill it, we'll just come back to me and then I'll have 3 green sources. So, their hand is currently blanks in mana, basically. So naturally, they're going to draw a bomb off the top of their deck, because that's how Tron works. Hey, Kyle. Hey, congrats on getting accepted into the Honors College. Welcome back. Thanks for shipping your Prime this way again. What? Did you Walking Ballista? Ugin, sure. Why wouldn't they just play this and shoot it? Why would they burn the Spatial Contortion? Bolt, please. Bloodbraid Elf. Bloodbraid Elf. Think we're dead? I think we've died. So, pretty typical Tron game. Pretty typical garbage modern game playing against Tron here. Opponent had absolutely nothing after we disrupted their Tron. They drew the Tron piece off the top of their deck and then immediately drew a bomb to follow it. And then they drew Ghost Quarter to kill our Raging Ravine, so when we drew the removal spell here, we couldn't kill this. So. That's fine. We won game 1. We'll get to take game 3 on the play. Yeah, well, and that's the thing too, right? Like, not only did we not draw any spells, but, like, their sequence was, like, very good, right? There's a little bit of both sides. We drew extra bad, and their draws were definitely above average. Yeah, I get a third game on the play. It's gonna be okay. And in the words of the greatest poet of our generation, we just gotta shake it off and move along to the next one here. I would love to play first. Pretty easy mulligan here. Yeah, this is fine. Not super exciting, but fine. Thoughtseize on 1 in case they have a map. Oh, it's smaller than our Gitrog Monster, chat. It's smaller than our Gitrog Monster. Man, is their Tron deck broken? They didn't redraw Expedition map after I Thoughtseized it. I feel like they should file for compensation. I feel like their deck is broken and they should consider not playing Moto. Well, my opponent just cast Chalice for 0 by mistake. Made it to 3 months, have some of Bezos' billions. Thank you for the Bezo bucks, Bud Magus. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. Just Moto, thanks. Yep. Tap my lands, accidentally cast my Chalice for 0. Most of us have been there at various points. Now, Collector Ouphe, not super relevant here because they do have a Witch Member in their hand. So, I don't really want to Fulminator the Tron piece they have 2 of, but at the same time, if I don't Fulminator the Tron piece they have 2 of, they could have Temple into Smasher next turn. I guess I'm playing Gitrog on my following turn anyways, and then I can kill the Temple. So I think I'm just going to play Ouphe and pass here. The Blur! Thank you for the 1.5 years of support. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. I have Dismember, All Is Dust, Smasher, and then 1 card I don't know. I'm going to get Thought-Knot Seared and just hate myself. That's exactly what's about to happen. God, yeah, I guess. Just every possible time, just worst case scenario. Playing against Tron is just so miserable. Time to go play Standard, I think. It's all desire to continue playing has left my body. I'm gonna blame Bob for that one. He talked me out of it. They have a Dismember in their hand. The Collector's not gonna do anything. They drew fucking Eldrazi Temple. It's a shame this is the first match, because I'd be done otherwise. I'd be done otherwise. I guess it didn't matter that I didn't Fulminator them, huh? Because they had Eldrazi Temple anyways. Oh, registering Jund in Modern. Oh, registering Jund in Modern. Flesh-Eaten Gnome, thank you for the 10 months of Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Yeah, at least not pulling the trigger on the Fulminator Mage didn't matter, because our opponent was incredibly lucky. Honestly, it's funny to me how many, like, decks that are otherwise kind of mediocre in Modern, the fact that Jund is popular props up. Because, like, the blue-red deck we played today, that deck ended up feeling okay because we played against Jund twice, right? And, like, we got propped up with wins against that. Jund is actually pretty good against Lantern, especially with Gitrog Monster and Tireless Tracker. I'm not playing a Jund Mirror. Not a Jund Mirror, God bless. We were ready to go to the next match. The Green-Black X-Mirror is one of the most mind-numbing things you will find in Magic the Gathering. It's been a hot second since I've seen Hollowed One. Been to Bloodghast, yep. How many artifacts are in my future? I think I'm just killing this Flameblade Adept. I guess I'm just passing to encourage them to, like, discard cards pre-combat. Green-black X mirrors are up there with blue-white control mirrors in terms of matches players think that are involve skill but are actually less challenging than burn mirrors. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Pentreon. Thank you for the very generous tier 3 resub and a half a year at that. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. So, one of the reasons to hold on to K-Command is it can shatter a Hollowed One, But at the same time, I guess making them discard on their turn means if they flash back Faithless Looting, they can cast Hollowed One for free. But like, I'm also really not worried about Hollowed Ones coming into play when I have a bunch of 4/5 Tarmogoyfs. And by that, I mean my Tarmogoyfs are about to be very small because they have a Delph creature. I think my Goyf's about to die, actually. No, they can't get rid of their whole graveyard? And I have an instant in mine, which means they have to leave at least one card type in theirs. They don't have any instants. So Goyf gets to live at least, even if he is a little bit smaller. I'd love to draw a fetch land so I can get this going. That's a spicy meatball. That is, those are some skelementals there. 6/1 trample haste. When it deals combat damage to a player, that player discards 2 cards. But I like my cards, opponent. Don't make me discard them. Down to 8. Yep. Oh, we're super dead. Maybe I'm just supposed to play a second Goyf here. I think this is fine. We'll double block here and take 5. Yeah, because they have Faithless Looting in here. Yep. Dead do a lightning bolt here. The fact that this is Menace is just so good. Super dead to Unearth. Oh, huh. Casting that made this a 4/5. So do I bounce here and trade here? Okay. What? I mean, I guess they're out of lands. Deal? Thank you. Ha ha, staying alive, staying alive. Ha ha, staying alive. Do. They have a number of draws that kill us here, and they have another Faithless Looting to flashback, so. No, I'm dead to Bolt no matter how I slice it, Burgle. I guess I could have drawn Collective Brutality. I could have, like, Brutality, killed this, drained them. Okay. No. Nobody blink. No. Oh, they're dead. They're actually dead. No, it's not time to stabilize. It's time to pivot. Pivot. Whoopsie poopsie. Whoopsie poopsie. All right. That was, yeah, all right. That is the most stable you can be. Poor Bob. Welcome back, Bob. I knew exactly where that was going. I'm free. No, you're not. All right. So I definitely want the extra trophy. I think I want Plague Engineer because it like trades. It turns off their recursive creatures and it trades with a big threat. Hey, Admiral, thanks for the tip. I appreciate the support. I'll read the message in just a second. What do I want to cut for the last card here? It's probably the second Gitrog. What would I rather have? Would I rather have a third tracker or a second Gitrog? What do we think? Third tracker, second Gitrog. The Cocoa Balls deck looks cool, and I need to be slapped into reality that it's too fair for Modern. Sounds good. Sounds good. Goyf seems really good. I would pay like $150 for one in 2013. Yep. I think the Gitrog's actually better, just because it blocks better. Like, Tireless Tracker draws cards sooner, but we're probably living to get to 5 mana in most of the games we're winning. I don't think Surgical is actually better than Anger, Bob. Like, what are we actually looking to Surgical? Like Flame Wakes and stuff? I much prefer Anger that plays to the board. I think more cards that play to the board is better. Anger also deals with the Jackal, and the Jackal's like super menacing. It's a Jackal. It's a Jackal. I think people overboarding Graveyard Hate is something you don't want to do in this matchup. I think Rip and Leyline are fine Graveyard Hate for this matchup because those cards stop their Delve threats. But like, their Delve threats are ultimately what kill you in these matchups from the fair deck side, in my experience. That's such a terrible comparison, Hostage. Are they like delving their whole bin? Did they just unearth a Flamewake Phoenix? Did that just happen? They just unearth a Flamewake Phoenix? Man, anger of the gods off the top is looking really good right now, huh, Bob? I think we're gonna lose our Plague Carrier. There are 3 people who registered Scapeshift for the fandom tournament. There are three Scapeshift decks in the fandom tournament. I'm really surprised they didn't take this trophy. Do they have another big threat? Oh, Ollie's also playing Scapeshift. Oh, I'm glad I've got like a giant pile of negates in my main deck. I can on Mordigo their zombie land, can't I? Are there anyone playing Nexus of Fate? God, there's so many blue-green decks in this tournament. Doesn't look like there's any copies of Nexus. That's exciting. Ollie has 4, of course he does. And whatever his deck, we'll have to look through it all together in a little bit. Yeah, I mean the fandom tournaments are like basically F&M chat. I really hate the way Goldfish names their decks. Like Esper Hero is named Esper Tempo. It's got a lot better prizes than F&M. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I'm not complaining. It's like F&M with like world-class players, right? Like you put a bunch of MPL players in a setting where they're playing like casual sweet decks for the most part. Yeah, nice, sir, and I'm glad you're enjoying it. Maybe I'm supposed to hold the trophy to clear a blocker here, since these 2 are lethal. The problem... And now I get kind of punished. So the problem with not... the reason why I wanted to... The reason why I wanted to trophy the Phoenix was because a bolt would have killed me if I took the hits from both Phoenix after I cracked this fetch. But like the bolt would have killed my Raging Ravine anyway, so maybe I shouldn't have bothered playing around the bolt. Yeah, I think playing around the bolt was probably wrong. Am I dead? Do you have a blocker? Yeah, smells like a big fish. They're dead to a bolt. Oh, Tassiger. Tassiger is much worse than Big Fish here. Because Tasigur has to chump block my Raging Ravine. Hey, put this towards Esper Mentor, please. You definitely can, win. Thank you for the support. I appreciate it. And Blue Noser, thank you for the brand new Prime. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. Thanks for supporting mine this month with that. Welcome to Hoaglandia. I don't think so. Because they have to chump block the Raging Ravine, right? What is holding? No, this is on Spirit. This keeps the Bloodghast at bay. That's why I boarded this in. Because this is lethal, so they have to chump block. This is basically like soft permanent vampire removal rate. Anamoine, thank you for the 17 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. These have been two really close games. They've got some top decks that kill us here for sure, though. And they have a Faithless Looting in the bin, so if they miss on it, they can redraw towards Lightning Bolt. And that's actually a lethal draw because they have another Flaming Phoenix in their bin. So we're gonna head on to the next game here. Been lurking for the last 2 years, and I could finally convince the wife to let me have Prime for this reason. I love your content and complete outlook on MTG. Well, welcome. I appreciate that, and good to have you here in chat. Hope you're having a wonderful Thursday. Yeah, Plague Engineer is one of the better cards from this more recent set. It's very, very powerful. Yeah, I think I messed that game up. The turn where I decided to try and play around a Lightning Bolt by playing my trophy proactively, my Ravine would have died to a Bolt anyways, so I should have gone to 4, held the trophy their blocker, and then I would have killed them that turn. And then, ultimately, because I sequenced in the way that I did, it gave them 2 extra turns, which allowed them to get back in it. We've not put a frog into play yet. Huh? I think I just want to approach this as a last threat standing matchup. We'll just like yoink the Gurmag Angler, trade this for the push, and like hope we draw some gas off the top after that. I could also just like pump the brakes on the Skoos and like hope to draw another Thoughtseize, Inquisition, or Collective Brutality. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll just like play a Stomping Ground tap next turn. That's probably the line. Lumberjack, thank you for the 14 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Happy Thursday. Not playing into the Fatal Push kind of like guarantees that our removal spells are our discard spells stay alive as we continue on. I think their keep is fine. Alright, so now that I drew another target for their Fatal Push, I'm going to deploy this one, eat this Gurmag Angler. You don't win more by mulliganing aggressively against X-Full discard spells. How do I get to the tier upgrade on mobile? Mobile doesn't have the option to subscribe at a higher tier, unfortunately. So to do it from your phone, you have to really clunkily open twitch.tv/Jeff Hoagland in your desktop browser. Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, no. Everything has gone so horribly wrong. Oh, no. Oh, no. Sorry, to complete my thought, to upgrade your tier on mobile, you have to log into the desktop version of Twitch on your mobile browser. which is unfortunately clunky, but it's the only option. Him, you double bolt you. Blightning got an upgrade recently, chat. Blightning got an upgrade. Yeah, we're probably pretty dead here. Yeah, it's a sweet one. We actually just had someone donate to bump up, we're gonna play, Jund Ball Lightning Tribal. I think I just do this and hope their hand is bad. If their hand is a brick and they draw another brick, we kill them on the backswing if they attack us with everything, right? I don't think we can beat anything here. Cause like, outside of Street Wraith, anything they have that would discard one card discards two. So holding back a blocker still means I'm dead to Faithless Looting and Goblin Lore and Burning Inquiry and like all these other things. Yeah, so we're dead to that too. So I think I'm just supposed to, I think the play to win line here is like, just attack them and like leave them dead on board so they can't attack me with both of these next turn. And unfortunately they have another Skelemental and we died. So the first game's really close back and forth, and then the third game we just got run over, which is kind of the modern Jund experience for me. You're like this 50-ish% deck that like never gets any free wins and never has any truly good matchups. And obviously, this is a little bit different than traditional Jund, but it's like pretty close. Taking extra damages from our lands and all that. If we get beat up a third time, we'll probably call it a day with this one. I'm playing against one of the only aggro decks in the tournament in the first round. Amazonian playing Naya Feather. Collision Colossus is actually pretty good against my deck. All my threats die to it. Oh, wow. She's not playing any copies of Adanto Vanguard in the main deck of her Naya deck. Ritual of Soot is just actually absurd against her. That's exciting. Yep, yeah, all the lists can be found here. There's a lot of memes. There's Scape Shift the most. Scape Shift might be the most registered mythic in this tournament. To tell you how incredibly serious the competitors are taking this tournament. It's Scape Shift is the most registered mythic. Are there more Krasis? Oh, I guess the Bant decks also have Krasis in them, right? Okay, yeah, the Scape Shift decks are also playing Krasis, so that overlaps. Got it. Planner Cleansing. Blunderbra! Thank you for the 11 months. I appreciate it. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. Oh, there are stats. There are stats on the side, aren't there? Oh, Ollie's not playing Scapeshift. Someone said Ollie had Scapeshift in his deck. He doesn't, actually. He's just weird 5-color ramp. With Nexus of Fate. It is actually in the queue, Endo Crisis. It is, it's line 37 as of this morning. And several people had submitted it, and I kept telling them no. And then finally, like, when the 4th or 5th person submitted it, I finally accepted it. Figure we might as well play it at least once. Yeah, the opponent disconnected. Yeah, Bono. Oh, they're back. Welcome back, friendo. Yay! Who's excited to get Blood Mooned off my 3-color deck? Really? Oh. Oh, right. When you start off... When you start off O2, this is the Bluetron bracket. Hey, thanks for that feedback, Codsmith. I appreciate it. Yeah, someone else commented on Underlords. I should probably just make a command for it. I kind of got burnt on their setup once I was playing into Big Boss, so I was waiting for their balance patch. I also recently had a big resurgence in people submitting Pauper and Modern decks, so doing 5 days in a row of 2 decks a day to keep the queue in check's important too. Yeah, I saw the patch notes last night. It's big changes. We are in fact 0-2, Burgle. That would be an interesting change, Rage. If you could only have one 5-cost unit. Moving Troll Warlord and Medusa to 5 is a big change. Yeah. It's probably a good change too overall. Oh, you know what? I should have done this pre-combat, because if they counterspell this, it makes my Goyf bigger. So like if they condescend this, just remand, fine. Enigma got nerfed and changed to a shaman too. Okay, that's sweet. Having a little bit of flexibility in what shamans you can play. So you can like hit the shaman buff without having to have the troll shaman. I chose to register Jund, doo-da, doo-da. We made the choice to register Jund, oh the doo-da day. Gonna get trunned, cause we registered Jund. Gonna die to the Ugin, oh the doo-da day. Bum 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 bum. I'm gonna start standard early. This league's been miserable. I am off of playing this. I'm glad the blue-red league went well, because this league was poop. Off it. That's fine. We'll have time to get in 2 standard decks before fandom if we start now. So never feel bad over it. The people that submit the decks can no way predict how the matches are gonna go, right? Like, I don't think this deck is that meaningfully different than traditional Jund. It's just like sometimes Jund itself is just bad. That's the modern experience, right? Sometimes you hit a bunch of matchups that end up feeling terrible. You want to walk away from it and try something else. What was the other standard deck I had in my queue? I loaded up a second one just in case we had time. Temur Elementals. Let's get that loaded up, shall we? I think it's time for a snack too. Add temples and disfigures. Yep, already ahead of you, Seth. I make updates to the deck the night before. I put a bunch of Assassin's trophies in too, because I think that card's great right now. Someone donate to make him retire the draft. Well, what if I want to play? I'm 4-0 in that draft. What if I want to play the last match and finish 5x at some point? We were undefeated in that draft, chat.